Hey guys, so it looks like we finally have our detailed information on the Ignite server merge policy, and I wanted to go over that with you guys today. But before we kind of go over the details, just again at the top, so there are going to be two types of transfers. One transfer is going to be the roster transfer, and one is going to be character transfer. Now, roster transfer sounds like it's going to be, allowing you to transfer every single character in your Ignite roster into the legacy servers. And that is not the case. Roster transfer still only allows you to transfer one character in your Ignite server roster, but then other information around things like roster level, collectibles, and things like that will be transferred. So just to clear up the confusion there. And then character transfer, of course, is just going to be transferring that character and some of the information on that character as well, which we will go over on this video. For roster transfer, as it suggests, it's best for new players, so you don't have much progress or any progress on the legacy servers. And then character transfer is going to be for returning and veteran players that have roster information. So there it is. Now, one thing to note, there is a little bit of confusion on my end in the sense that I'm not sure what happened here, but it says right here, right? The player will be able to move their chosen character and all roster information to a server in their region where they have no existing roster or characters, and that's final. They didn't say anything after that. So from this, it seems like if you have a character on a server already, you're not going to be able to transfer that character. Now, on the other one where it said the same thing, it says rosters and characters can be removed if the Ignite roster is leveled up. So I'm not sure if they're saying now that's not possible anymore, where it's not going to remove stuff on your old server, the legacy server, if there are characters in there, or if it's just that they didn't include it. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to see what happens there. And I'm sure when we get into the game, we'll figure that out, right? Now, the other thing that's confirmed is that the character will be sent to the character storage first of the target server. So basically, if you have a full roster of characters, so you don't have any character slots or you need to buy it, then that character will be sent to the character storage and you're not going to lose the character. And then finally, the transfer gift. Now, from the way they word this, right? The following gifts will be granted to the characters once they've transferred off the Ignite server. So I'm guessing that it will be on the character itself that you transferred the moment that you get it off of the Ignite server. So unfortunately, these rewards, unless they are some sort of roster bound reward, you can only use them on the Ignite character, which I guess at the end of the day makes a lot of sense. So with that, let's go into the transfer policy. Now, they go over the details of what max, sum, union, and reset means. So there's going to be certain times in this patch notes where they're going to say oh, max, right? And that means that the highest number, the highest value on either roster will be kept. So that's something that, to clear up top. But there's a lot of information on this page, so I've gone ahead and actually made a spreadsheet that kind of simplifies things and gives you the important information only. Now, this doesn't include every single thing. There are things that I deem you don't really need to worry about that. So this is going to be a list of the important things and how they're going to get transferred. So there's roster transfer, both character and roster transfer, no transfer, and then things to remember. So first thing, roster transfer. So these are the things that are going to be transferred in the roster transfer. So the collectibles, including Island Souls, Aluminium Stars, Giant's Hearts, Masterpieces, Makoko Seeds, Sea Bounties, Igneous Tokens, and World Tree Leaves. So if you've done any of those, then during roster transfer, those will be transferred. Also, rapport rewards. So if you've done any rapport and you've gotten rewards, those will be transferred. Titles, card slots. So if you purchase any card slots with Blue Crystal, those will be transferred over. Card equipped information. So I'm guessing that's what cards you have currently equipped. Engravings, roster inventory expansion. So if you expand your inventory, I don't even know if you could have bought those, to be honest, but they did include that in there, so I'm gonna put it here. Unatas rewards and reputations, ship skins, trade skill levels, Rowan. So if you did any Rowan PvP, which I'm not sure if anybody ever actually did, sailing record information, Bifrost, and some currency, which includes honor shards, which is great. Honor shards, harmony shards, crystals, phoenix plumes, fions, coins of courage, providence stones, pirate coins, and high sea coins. Those will all be transferred, which is great. Now, for both roster and character transfer, content-related achievements will be transferred. Unlocked content, so like story content, for example, right? Quests that you've done, triports that you've unlocked, music sheets, emotes, toys, registered cards, which is amazing. So remember to register your cards if you haven't already before you transfer your character and roster into the other server, because anything with a fire icon is going to not transfer, which includes cards. But the moment you register them into your card catalog, they will transfer. So remember to do that. I'm actually going to put that over here because I forgot to do that. And then dungeon entry and clear information. So it is confirmed that no, you cannot run, let's say, Chaos Dungeon or Guardian Raid that day and get it transferred. And same with raids. So if you do like Thaymine in the Ignite servers, well, you're not going to be able to do Thaymine on the regular servers, unfortunately. So no double dipping there. Roster purchase limit items and mounts will also be transferred, but the duplicates will be deleted. And then no transfer. So anything with a fire icon will not be transferred. It's reskin tickets. So if you had a reskin ticket, again, I don't know if you could have gotten one. Chaos Dungeon Purification. So I'm assuming what this is during, when you're doing your Chaos Dungeons, right? You have those chests on the left that give you honor shards and crystals. So that progression will not transfer. Gold will not be transferred, silver will not be transferred, and amethyst shards will not be transferred. So none of these will transfer, whether you're doing roster transfer or both. And then these are things that I want you to remember to do before you leave the Ignite server, things that you need to acquire/use. So your product inventory. Items in the product inventory will not be transferring. So you need to grab the things from your product inventory and put them in your inventory. Now, there are certain things in the product inventory that you're bringing into your inventory that will not transfer and will have a fire icon in it. But there are things like skins or trails or things like that that will be transferring. So you're going to want to grab those from your product inventory, and then those will transfer to the main server. Next is going to be mail. So if you have anything in your mail, please grab that. Stronghold gifts, if you got any gifts from people in your stronghold, grab those. Card selectors. Card selectors will not be transferred, but again, the registered cards will transfer. So if you have any card selectors, use them before you leave the Ignite server on a card that you need. So if you're a player with anything on your main servers that you're doing a character transfer to, go and take a look at the card selectors and be like, okay, here are cards that I don't have that I need. I'm going to grab this card and bring it over to the main server and use it. So that's what I recommend for everybody. Use your card selectors before you transfer. And then currency. So if you are a roster transfer person, right, these currencies will be transferred over. Some of these things are going to be things that you need to use in your inventory, for example, like pouches, right? So you're going to want to go and grab all the pouches from like the solo store, the event shop, everything that you can get shards from. Grab those pouches and use them so they will transfer over, because the pouches themselves will not transfer over, but the registered ones will. And same with all of these, right? So make sure you go and grab these and use them up. And then lastly, cards. If you have any cards in your inventory, be sure to use them before you transfer, because they will not transfer. It's the same thing as the selectors, right? So use them because the cards themselves won't transfer unless you register them to your character. So I'm going to be leaving a link to this spreadsheet in the description below if you guys want to use this to refer to it, because there's just a lot of information on this, right? So this is going to have all the most relevant and important information. And then, yeah, if this helped out, please let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this type of video and want to see more, please hit the sub button. That really helps the channel out a lot and is the best way to support for free. And also another way to support is to come hang out with me on my Twitch, twitch.tv/MesoXshiro. I stream there every single night starting at 10 p.m. PST. So hopefully I see you guys there. But if not, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, guys. Peace.